What's up? It's Carolina Calvin. And unfortunately, as you know, my Panthers lost. We lost Sunday to the 49ers. The game started out well. Um, was able to make some plays in the passing game, but you know, San Francisco showed, um, you know, they've been in the team that's went to the championship game, uh, 3 straight years in a row. They had the playoff experience. We had a lot of guys who really don't have any playoff experience. Cam Newton, Luke Kuechly, guys on pretty much both sides of the ball. We probably outside of I would say the Chiefs who were in the playoffs, we probably had the least experience out of every team that was in the playoffs. And you could pick the Eagles. The Eagles had a lot of guys that got some playoff experience. Um, but, I I could say it was a lot of questionable calls, but it is what it is. They won in the end, and that's pretty much all you can look. When you look back, you'll just know that they won. So, hats off to the Niners fans for winning. Um, and we have, the Panthers have some things to improve on, and that's really what I wanted to talk about. How this season went. What I thought about this season, and looking ahead into next year and what they need to do to change, to fix some of the problems that I did see in that particular game, some of the holes. Um, this season started out rocky. They went 1-3, blew some leads at the end. At first, I even did videos on this. At first, I thought they were gonna. At first, I thought they were gonna fall apart like they normally do. I did like what they did defensively in terms of drafting. Um, but after the 1-3 start, they turned it around. What won 8 or 9 straight? I mean, I really like the improvement I saw. It was definitely an improvement over last year. Go look at the team defensively. Um, this season and last season, we go from having giving up a lot of yards in the run game to being one of the best run defenses in football. Um, so I think we've definitely made some big strides to improve up front. Um, and that's I'm gonna get into that a little later what we need help with. But defensively, I like what we saw. We drafted 2 rookies up front at defensive tackle, Starlos Whaley and Kwan Short. They really played good for us, and they made it easier for guys like Thomas Davis, guys like Luke Kuechly to make plays in the running game by eating up blockers. So they did a good job of getting those guys up front. Of course, Luke Kuechly, Thomas Davis were beasts. I mean, they were everywhere on the field this year. Had a great year. Um, the secondary held up for, I would say for the most part. Um, but you can see they were susceptible to to the pass. You know, you got to give guys up front. Greg Hardy, oh man, he was the best pass rusher for us this year. It wasn't even close. He, Charles Johnson didn't have the year that he's had in the past, but Greg Hardy definitely made up for Charles Johnson's lack of production this year. So I definitely say we made huge strides to improve defensively. Offensively, you can see the inconsistency. Cam had some great games. He had a pretty good year. He had some great games. Um, the running game, Mike Tober was good. Um, D'Angelo Williams, you can see he's starting to slow down, but he stayed relatively healthy for most of the year. Jonathan Stewart, he has to go. I mean, the guy can't even stay on the field. I think we need to get some younger talent that because they like to run the three running backs. I think we need some younger talent. We need more of a speed guy. D'Angelo Williams was once that guy, but he isn't really that more anymore. He's more, he can break some runs. Don't get me wrong. He still has the speed to break some runs, but I think we need to get some young guys. We got Mike Tober, who's of course a short yardage back. So I just think we need some just a little bit more depth in the running back position. Um, as I said, Cam had a great year. He had some inconsistent games. Obviously, up front they played good. They did a good job in run blocking. Did a solid job protecting Cam Newton. Um, Receiving core is probably, in terms of depth, is what I have the problem with. We know Steve Smith, but he's not getting any younger, as you well know. He's not getting any younger. Brandon LaFleur, who also had a better year than he's had, but he still is prone to disappearing when you need him the most. And really outside, Ted Ginn, definitely a huge pickup in terms of special teams and as a deep threat. But outside of that, in terms of wide receivers, we don't have a lot of depth. Definitely something that needs to be addressed in the draft. Or free agency. What else I want to cover? Of course, Greg Olsen at tight end was pretty good. Um, One thing I did want to say, I know I made videos blasting around there, but he surprised me. Him and the coaching staff surprised me, especially when they started to change up the play calling, and they went, you could see in some games they went less conservative mode and more, attack, 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 and we won game, during that streak we was winning games because they attacked. So I really like I really like what I saw in terms of after going 1-3, the changes in play calling. We had players step up in the secondary. Of course, the guys up front were stepping up. Um, so I can't be too mad about this season. Of course, we lost, and you're gonna be pissed that you lose in the playoffs. Maybe you make it there, and then of course, you lose. So no one's gonna feel that great. But compared to what we did last year, um, you know, um, we looked bad last year compared to what we did last year, and improvements defensively. Still got some room offensively to improve, definitely in the passing game. But I saw some improvement in the offensive play calling, which helped us. But we still need more talent. You still need more talent. You know, Play calling can only go so far in terms of if you don't have enough talent offensively, play calling can only go so far. Looking ahead, I did want to talk about that. I did mention a couple things while I was talking about the offense and the defense, and of course the coaching staff. But some changes we need to see. I'll start offensively because that's when we need the most changes. Um, I don't necessarily see. It's about the same, but we still do need some major upgrades in these particular positions. Um, first the first position I did mention it was wide receiver. Steve Smith is getting older. Brandon LaFleur, I don't think he's not that he's not reliable enough. I mean, he can still be a guy who'll be a third receiver, but he's not reliable enough. What else we got? Ted Ginn definitely had a breakout year. Had some big catches, um, and proved to be a deep threat with his speed. Um, Outside of that, we need some upgrades. Either in free agency, I was really hoping we could have got Hakeem Nicks from the Giants when the rumors were swirling around, but we didn't. He definitely would have helped out the team. He would have been a definite number two wide receiver along with Steve Smith. Again, it would definitely helped out that receiving core and gave Cam another target. Um, as I said, wide receiver depth in either free agency or the draft. Um, and I'll probably go into particulars of which player. I haven't really studied it yet. I usually wait to the off season, so we still of course got the playoffs game. We got the AFC NFC Championship games. So pretty much after the Super Bowl, when the draft is coming up, that's when I'll talk about particular players that that would definitely help out the team that's in college. Because I usually go back and look at that. Let me see. I'll say, as I said, at running back. I would say we need some help. Not necessarily someone that's gonna come in and automatically start. But I think because Jonathan Stewart's health or lack thereof, we need a younger running back to because they run 3 running backs, so I think we need a younger guy who can fill Jonathan Stewart's role, especially the guy just can't stay on the field. I would say offensively, that's about that's some of the improvements we need. Um, is depth at running back and some receiver help. Definitely some receiver help. They need to give Cam more options. They expect him to be the franchise quarterback, but they need to give him some more options. Um, now I want to talk about defensively. While these guys did hold up defensively in terms of the secondary, I still think we need a lot. We need some help at cornerback, at safety. I would particularly go with um, I'm not sure. I'd probably go with it's a tough choice because the safety can make. I'll probably go with the safety because the safety can make a whole secondary better. If you got a good safety, he can cover up some of the holes, especially down the field. He can cover up some of those holes for some of those cornerbacks. But I think we need upgrades at both at safety and corner. Hopefully, they address that in the draft. I would definitely say it's not as much as a priority as receiver. It's not as much as a priority as receiver, but it's definitely something that we need up front. Um, you know, that pretty much is what I really want to talk about. I would say some depth at linebacker, and you say what we got Luke Kuechly, Thomas Davis. Um, they run a 4-3, so I think nothing wrong with having depth, but it's not a must. It's definitely not as important as running back, wide receiver, and safety or corner. But I definitely think it's something you got to build depth, get some more talent in there. And that's pretty much all I want to talk about. I just want to give what I liked about the season. Think we had a great season, huge turnaround from the 1-3 start. Of course, we made it to the playoffs. We won the division. We lost in the playoffs. I wanted to do this video sooner, but I was so damn pissed. As any fan would be, I was pissed that we lost the game. But, it is what it is. It's over. We lost. The 49ers move on. We got to look ahead to improving next year. That's how it is. Ron Rivera, I was hard on him. But he did change some things. I'll be honest, he did change some things. And I was the first. I'll be the first to admit, I made that video, and I said he should be fired. And he must have watched the video. I doubt it. But I think he made some huge strides with the offensive coordinator. Him, the offensive coordinator. They made they changed the plays around, less conservative, more attack, as I said earlier. But that's pretty much gonna do it. The video's running about 13 minutes. Tell me, for the Panthers fans, tell me what you liked about the regular season. Do you agree with what I think we need looking forward? And gotta look ahead to next season. Can't keep looking back at that 49er game. We lost. I mean, there was some questionable things that happened in the game, but it is what it is. Of course, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Thanks for watching the video.